Anyway, sorry, I'm back now because I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just make it up into all these increments because I feel like, if I don't break it up and like, because I kind of messed up on the line in order of how I was talking about things because I accidentally pressed the end button on the camera roll, so I'm having to realign everything back up to where I left off because I was on and on and on, and then I didn't realize that the camera was still off. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over the types of things that they were using against me, the spells, the witches. They were using this type of like totem that would look like an angel, like a golden totem, like of an angel, like stretching up like this, reaching up, and then her wings were stretching up. And then like they were using rings and past life beads. And then they were using relics, anything, and then they were using chalices, 4 chalices. I think I already talked about that. And then they were also they were trying to use Egyptian spells, and Egyptian spells are actually really good for you, like not good for you, but like they're holy. But the ones that they were trying to do, they were trying to reverse them somehow and to actually harm me instead. So like some of the stuff that they were doing was just like malicious intention, and they were really trying to get at me. But she kept failing. Like this is what she was trying to do. She was trying to like reverse the spell, the Egyptian spell, and then like use it to hurt me or somehow siphon my energy. I felt like she was experimenting, like she was trying to siphon my sacral energy and then somehow use it against me, or my violet flame tried to use it against me, and it wasn't working. If anything, it was helping me. It was pretty stupid. Anyway, so yeah, like I was like, it got to a point where they just started sticking me with like daggers and implants and creatures. I had an issue with sacral worms. I've had issues with like little like sticky, like stretchy like substance that's been sticking to my back and like crawling around and had like a consciousness, and it was like talking in my energy bodies, and I could feel it. I was like, oh my god, these things are nasty, you know. And so yeah, like I pretty much like I was 24/7 combating these things, combating everything that they were doing. I didn't have time to really do anything else besides meditate and really sit there and try to concentrate on what they were doing, and then try to figure out a way to combat what they were doing. And of course, using my violet flame and being able to really pull things out and throw it back at them. I've used mirrors to mirror it back to them or push it back at them and harm them instead. But I don't use witchcraft. I don't beseech witchcraft at all. I don't do anything like that. But okay, so there's this one method I tried where I lit myself. Well, I pushed my energy body and I've astral projected to the sun, the molten sun in our solar system, and I dived into the sun. And I visualized like I was going to melt, like I was going to be burned and melt, and anything that was attached to my body was also going to burn and melt. And then like I visualized turning the sun violet, so that when the flames encompassed me and swallowed me, the violet flame transmuted all the implants, everything that was stuck to my body. So I did that and made a bit of a spectacle of myself on accident. I want to say the next day I had tourists coming, ET tourists coming in, all types of different types of beings just coming in and just trying to pick at me. They were sticking me with objects. Like I could literally feel them metaphysically, like they were sticking needles in my veins and trying to draw blood out of me. Energy blood, spiritual blood, I don't know how to explain it. And then I felt like things picking at my privates, like I was asleep, and then all of a sudden I would just feel things being stuck into my vagina, and then like machines. Like I was feeling things like that, and then I felt them like trying to extract like energy eggs, like my energy, out of my ovaries. I have energy eggs, and they were trying to pull them out and use them, or somehow just take them. They were trying to take genetic material from me in an energy sense, in an energy body sense, because I was a prototype. I'm multidimensional. I'm so powerful. I'm just such a bright violet flame pillar. And I'm so aware of the metaphysical, and given who I am and whom I'm related to, I am a prototype that everybody fucking wants, apparently. I was told that there are 4 different types of or 4 different ETs that want my prototype, and they have been trying to harass me. And there was this one that was a female energy, and she was just really trying to take control over me and put reins and shit on me. And she was like, she has the prototype I desire. It's my divine right to take it. Da da da. I should have had it. She shouldn't be allowed to have it. Like, she kept saying this and that, like justifying her actions to take control over me and try to do all this stuff to me because I had the prototype that she wanted. And I kept fighting her the whole time, and I was telling her, like, if you were supposed to have it, you would have been born with it. I was like, if you want a prototype like mine, you're gonna have to fucking die, basically. I was just like, and then I told her, I was like, you're gonna have to fucking die, and the great divine is gonna have to bestow it on you if you're worthy of it, and you're not, obviously. So yeah, I thought that was funny. Anyway, yeah, so I projected myself to the fucking sun, and I attracted all these damn ETs to me. So it's like I could sense like different species of ETs just lining up to meet me, lining up to come and visit me in my bedroom when I'm sleeping. They would wait. They wouldn't do it during the day. They would do it, or some of them did it during the day because they seized the opportunity where nobody was around me. No other ETs were around me. And then at night is when all the activity picked up, and I couldn't go to sleep because they were just constantly porting in and out, in and out. And I beseeched the Ashtar Galactic Command Federation's delight, and I asked them for shielding and protection, because I didn't know what to trust and what not to trust, And they said, you've made a bit of a spectacle of yourself yesterday, did you not? I was like, yes, on accident. I'm sorry. Like, I was aware that I accidentally did something that I probably shouldn't have done. Everybody saw me out there. They saw me astral projecting out there and lighting up the freaking sun by the flame. Sorry, my cat's fighting. Anyway, I had beings poured in and call me princess and tell me that I am royalty. I had beings poured in and say that are literally talking amongst themselves, and they were talking about, this one has a lot of seismic activity. Literally, they had these like things they were testing on my brain when I was sleeping, and I woke up because I could feel them there, and I could hear them talking. They were saying, this one has seismic activity. Like, they were just saying, and I was like, seismic activity. I just kind of like, I was like lucid. I was like earthquakes? Like, I don't know. I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? And I could feel them. They had some type of like weird thing that was stuck to my head, and they were testing my brain while I was sleeping. So they were monitoring my REM activity. And I felt needles. I felt womb examinations. I started, and then, I had not so nice visits where I was being, because I had grown very close to Prince Utu Shamish in such a way that was not approved by any of the deserters, apparently. So, not that their opinion matters at all. But, Utu Shamish has a nickname for me. He calls me Sweet Tooth. And he's a friend of mine, and more than that, past life, I had past lives with this being, and I recognized him, and so I was drawn to him, and obviously there's a reason why, and I'm gonna go ahead and explain that. My father is Yeshua, and he is Anunnaki bloodline, royalty, and that would make me royalty. Okay, that would make me royalty Anunnaki at the soul level. And when I was a kid, picture me elementary, a little girl, drawing suns. Literally, I would draw a circle, and then I would draw these like little flames outside the sun. And then when I was 16 years old, I had wrote this novel series. And it was like a fantasy novel series, and I thought it was like a little love story with supernatural twist to it, and I thought I was like, I'm going to publish this, da-da-da. I had no idea I was channeling shit about myself into this book until I was like 20, 21. And in this book, the main character, her symbol was the crescent moon next to a star, and they called her the Moon Child. And she was the lost angel of God. And she touched a forbidden star in the heavens and fell. And they called her Fallen Angel. And, or Basically, she was a fallen angel. And she reincarnated into Earth, and then basically rediscovered her divinity and who she was, and she realized that she's a part of the Eternal Defendings. I literally named this book Fallen Angel and the Eternal Defending series. I have it all in composition books and stuff. Like, I literally handwritten everything. I made like 4 books, like a whole book series. And so like in this book, she like meets this guy who looks like her, and they immediately feel drawn to each other, and they fall deeply in love. And I had no idea I was actually depicting a twin flame union story as well. And so yeah, like, she finds out about her divinity, and then realizes that she has to be the one that battles the darkness. So she's the tool against the darkness, and the Eternal Defending's counting on her to defeat this darkness. And so she travels to the darkest places, and she beats the shit out of these beings, these dark lords. She whoops their asses with the blue flames. I was 16 years old, okay? I had no freaking idea what the Anunnakis were. I had no idea about anything that I know now, right now. And, like, it's funny that at 16 years old and having no knowledge at all about being able to use the flame and transmute things and to use it as a tool for myself, as an energy conduit, and being awakened and aware, having no knowledge like that at all at 16, it's appalling that I was channeling all of this, right? Anyway, so like her symbol's the crescent moon and the star, and she would put this symbol on anything that she destroyed. So like any beast, like in this book, like there's like a wolf beast, and she burnt it into a carcass, and then she marked it with the crescent moon and the star. That was her mark. And she would let them know, like, hey, I've defeated you. She would put her mark on them. And so this is what she did, and they were after her. They wanted her. They wanted to sacrifice her for the lover's sacrifice. Do you see how weird this is? How weird coincidental this is, that I'm having all these visions now, and then years ago, before I even had an awakening of any type of knowledge about anything related to ETs or anything at all, like, I'm channeling this stuff like nothing. Like, I'm a master of, like, I had it all there. It was all there. And so yeah, I drew this off, and let me see that. That is the sun, and that is the sign of Prince Utu Shamish. Okay, except there's more of this squiggly. I drew suns in my papers, the corner of my papers, often as a kid, and then the crescent moon and star. I drew this, and I put this in my novel series. I depicted this as her symbol, and she was royalty in the book series. And then I drew eyes like this. I drew this. Like, this is a perfect depiction of what I used to draw. This is what I drew. Eyes like this all the time. And I was always drawn to blue eyes, and I always felt like I should have had blue eyes. And then I drew roses and flowers like this. And I found out a couple months ago that I am Rose Christos. Like, I'm literally imbued with the violet ray. Rose crystal, like Rose Christos energy. It's 4:44 right now, by the way. 4:44 in the morning. Crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I was drawing these symbols often, and when I would doodle, and I now know why. It all came back to me. So I feel like they were even in contact with me at the time. The Anunnaki, the royalty, and Anunnaki royalty were already in contact with me since I was a little girl, and when I was 16, before I'd even awakened. And I don't know why, but I always felt like maybe my twin wasn't incarnated here. I always felt like maybe my twin was somewhere out there, like an extraterrestrial. I always thought maybe that was my twin was an ET. And I just know, like, I could never really be in sustainable relationships because I'm just so high vibrational. Like, I've only had 2 boyfriends that I've been intimate with, and they both were overwhelmed by my energy. When I would have sex with them, like I would just like power them like a conduit. Like I just was channeling too much energy for them to handle, and it was just like they would have this soul shock, and they would just like be tired for days, and it was just too much for them. And then like it's like they were losing ground. Like they felt like they needed to control me or something, you know. And so like I discovered like I couldn't really have sex with anybody because like every time I did, my energy was too much for them. And I couldn't understand that. I was just like, I felt like I'm surging with so much energy. But my partners couldn't handle it, and I just realized like I need a partner who's going to be able to handle my energy, the amount of energy, because being the high vibrational that I am, at the higher level, like I'm constantly just way up there in energy, way too high, if anything. For any type of third density relationship, like I repel a lot of guys. I don't know why, but I repel them. I have a lot of people that are crushing on me a lot, but like they're terrified of me. I don't know why. Anyway, I've had trouble with third dimensional relationships, and it's just because of my energy. Like my energy is just too much for people. People have trouble being around me, living around me. I don't know what else to do about it. It's just happening. Anyway, like, let me see what else I need to go over. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say that when those ET tourists were coming in and visiting me, one of them in particular was saying Yahweh to me, and I saw the word Yahweh in my third eye, and I just like I kind of knew I had like a Hebrew relation, but I didn't understand exactly what that meant. And like they were just saying Yahweh to me, or showing me the word Yahweh, and they were examining me. I don't know why. I don't know why exactly yet. I still haven't figured it out. This literally happened like a couple days ago, by the way. And then they were saying that I had seismic activity. Something was muttering about seismic activity. Like this one has a lot of seismic activity. I was just like, earthquakes. Like I'm comparing me to an earthquake. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, and then I had this dream. Okay, and I was looking up to the sky, and I saw the sun. I saw the sun, which was Utu Shamish's sign, symbol, and then literally on the opposite side of him, like, was the crescent moon and the star. They were literally next to each other in the sky, and then some being came to me and said there was going to be a great balance unfolding or something, and I related that to like the return of the king and his son Utu Shamish to this planet. Because Prince Utu Shamish is the ambassador, the new ambassador to Earth. Okay, and then King Nanar is the new ruler of the Anunnakis, and or he's been the king for a while. But in our Earth perspective, it's like it's been a while. But for them, it's like he's the new king because they lived for a long time. They have these types of drinks and stuff, elixirs that they drink to keep their youth, like they keep their the immortality, like an immortality rate thing. Like they don't really age that fast. It's very weird. I've seen it's like a glowy substance, and they drink it. Like they don't eat food or some. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it actually. I've seen this stuff everywhere. I've seen this stuff all across when I had astro visits with there were different types of ETs. I've seen other ETs drinking this elixir stuff. So maybe it's just something that everybody drinks out there to keep that live long lives. But it glows. It's like a blue glowy substance. I've seen them drinking it. Let's see. I started seeing, yeah, okay. Oh, I had a weird lucid experience where I was brought before God to there was like this white misty pool, like it was like a pool, like a sacred pool, and I was brought before God, and like somebody came and like washed my feet with this pool, like with this like mist like substance. They washed my feet and then allowed me to step into the vicinity, the sacred ground. I don't know if you guys can tell me what that means. Like, if anybody can message me and just kind of give me some insight into what that means. But like, I don't know what that means. I feel like it's important, but I felt like they were washing my feet and they allowed me to step on the sacred ground. I don't know what that is. I feel like maybe it has to do with the Bible or something. I don't know, but I don't know too much about what was that about. But yeah, I was brought before God, and like they washed my feet, and I was allowed to step into the pool, the sacred ground. So yeah. Okay, so I received a lot of backlash, right, when I told you I had a close bond to Utu Shamish, Prince Utu Shamish, by the deserter ETs. Like, I literally had visits, metaphysical visits from hostile deserter ETs that are earthbound, and they were calling me monkey, they were calling me orangutan, like, they were calling me some really mean things and trying to verbally abuse me, and they were trying to stab me with sticks and like daggers, and like they're just trying to bother me and harass me, and like I've had to stick up for myself. And I have to go into this incident. I actually had a physical incident that happened. I was in a car with somebody who was driving, and who was following another car that we had agreed to follow. Like, we were doing something. We were trying to go to this different. We were trying to go and do this thing at this other property, and the car in front of us was trying to show us where the way was. So we were following this car. I was in the passenger seat, and I was sitting in, like, Utu Shamish was in the car with me, and he was sitting like in the passenger seat, and I was sitting on his lap, and we were just hanging out, and we were just communicating and talking, and then all of a sudden the car in front of us, the one that we were following, had, like, off to the right side of that car, there was a cop car that started acting really strange. Like, it was just acting like it was going to swerve and maybe hit the car or something. Like, it was acting really strange, and I got a really bad vibe off this cop car. And then I guess the guy in the car in front of us was looking to his left, because there was also this fire truck who was trying to pull out, and like with its lights on. So he thought he was going to have to stop because the fire truck was fixing to pull out. So he literally just came in immediately, stopped, and then we almost hit him, but we managed to halt on the brakes really fast and still have space in between. But this car behind us came and bumpered us, hit us, impact from behind. And the only reason why we didn't have any damage on our car is because the tongue of the vehicle was sticking out. The tongue for like moving trailers and stuff was sticking out, and then the guy with the fancy smancy car damaged his car, and he couldn't really press charges or do anything with insurance, because it was his fault, because he wasn't paying attention. Anything that's bumper to bumper, like if somebody hits you from behind, it's their fault basically. But yeah, so he just had to go, and he had to drive off and just not say anything, and so yeah, like, we didn't have any damages or anything. But yeah, like, anyway, when this impact happened, just picture like the car hitting us from behind and then feeling that impact, like being pushed forward, right? Well, I felt a fucking stick or rod be shoved directly into my chest as I did this. Like, as we got hit by this impact from behind, I felt like somebody deliberately shoved a stick in my chest. And they shoved it all the way through my back, and like tried to shove it and stab Utu Shamish, whose metaphysical body was in the passenger seat with me. He was sitting literally in the passenger seat, and I was sitting on his lap, and we were just talking and hanging out. And so yeah, like, this happened, and I know it's real because I received so much energetic backlash. I had so many beings clairaudiently just verbally abusing me and telling me that you don't deserve to be anywhere near Utu Shamish, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, you're a peasant, you were a monkey, da, da, da. Like, they kept saying shit to me, and I know they're deserters. They're the angry deserters. Anyway, they were harassing me and, like, trying to verbally abuse me and, like, tell me that I don't deserve to even be talking to Prince Utu Shamish and royalty. Like, it was just appalling. But anyway, he got really pissed off, Utu Shamish, because it was like, almost like if he was really there, they were really out to assassinate me, and then him too, all in one stroke. Like, but they were just doing it to harass. They were to do it to our energetic body so we can fix it. We can. We're not gonna die from that. But like, yeah, they just fucking, like a threat almost, stabbed me. They stabbed me directly. Whatever was in that cop car had jumped onto the fucking car, on our car, as we got hit from behind, and then jabbed a stick in my chest in that same movement. So I felt the impact from my back and then my chest. Like something stabbing, like pushing me, like stabbing me. So yeah, like, I'm not tripping. I know what the heck just happened. Like, I was in so much shock, and Utu, I could feel his anger. He was furious. And he had to go, and then, he had to go take care of some things. And I think I know exactly what he had to go take care of. Without saying it. Anyway, I've had threats. From beings that have visited me as well, and they've been saying that they're going to blow me up in a car. They're going to snipe me out with in a helicopter. They're basically just threatening me if I talk. They didn't want me talking about any of this stuff. They don't want me talking at all. Because what I have to say is 100% true, and something they don't want anybody to know about. So, I know what I have to say is real and has some truth to it, and I think people should be listening to me. I really do. Because I would not be under any type of attacks whatsoever. I would not be being stalked by the government. I would not be being threatened by government entities. I would not be them taking photographs of me, and I would not be hearing clairaudiently hostile ET beings threatening me that if I talk about things, I'm gonna be killed and this and that. I mean, of course, I'm not scared because I know what they're scared of. I know who they fear. They fear King Nanar, and they fear Prince Utu Shamish, and I know for a damn fact that if they need be, they will port here through a time gate in a blink of an eye to protect me. And they have been protecting me. Them and the Ashitar Galactic Command and Federations of Light have been protecting me. So, I have protections in place as far as against hostile ETs are concerned. I have not been physically abducted thanks to these beings. You know, I have not been really harmed in a really big way because of protections. I have protections in place. So whatever it is they're saying about me, it must be true. They're telling me I'm a princess, I'm royalty, it must be true. If they're telling me these things, and the fact that I'm even collaborating with royal ETs to begin with, like, I'm pretty sure I'm a real deal. I'm pretty sure. I don't really care about becoming famous. I just want people to know what's going on. I want people to understand there's more to than meets the eye, and all these twin flame communities, these communities, love and light communities. Like, I feel like they're just perfecting things. They're just like making it shiny and perfect and love and light and no taint whatsoever. And it's fake to me. I can't proceed. Like, I fell into the same trap, okay? Like, I fell into the same belief system that they were in. And I found out that really quickly that it was actually misleading in a way. It's misleading. Yes, we are energetically opening up our consciousness. No, we're not just shifting to the fifth dimension, and fifth dimension isn't coming. It's already here. Okay? We have, with us torchbearers, have a mission here. We do. But I want you guys to be wary about love and light beings. Anything can come to you in the cosmos and pretend to be something it is not. Okay? I want you guys to be very discerning about anything that you're interacting with or channeling. Like I've had to. Okay, I've had to be very cautious and all that, and I've had to question every little thing I've been hearing. Every little thing, because I'm also hearing negative, hostile ETs clairaudiently talk shit to me, and on the other hand, I'm hearing the positive guidance and them warning me. So, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there are channelers and readers and are using tools and are just being open to anything, and I highly advise you to be discerning of that, being way too open. I've learned my lesson by doing that. I've learned my lesson from being too open. Let's put it that way. Okay. Alright. So, this is all I really needed to really talk about. I wanted to talk about all this stuff because I feel like some of this information should be in the should be talked about, especially about the hijacking of bodies, subtle bodies, and siphoning of energies. If you're feeling drained at all, it is not an ascension symptom, okay? It's not an ascension symptom. You either have implants, or you have an attachment or a third cord that is draining you. Ascension is not going to drain you, okay? It's not going to drain you. It's not going to wear you out. Please be wary. Please be wary of what it is that's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, I would work on your light bodies. And I would ask your guidance team, if you have one, if you've been in contact with them, I would ask them to show you anything that you do not know about as far as your energy bodies and if you're being siphoned. Here's a tool that I use a lot that helps me see, keeps my eyes open in various ways. I summon the 4 watchtowers around my space. I ask these watchtowers to shield and protect me at all times, wherever I shall abide, day and night, even when I sleep and astral project. I ask these watchtowers to reveal to me anything that is relevant to me, whether good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. And I ask these watchtowers to be linked to Archangel Michael so that he may be notified and be able to assist me with the removal of any energy siphons and implants, tags, creatures, worms, flukes, devices, cords, daggers, weapons, objects, invisible implants, anything at all, spikes, ropes, yarn, thread, needles. I ask these watchtowers to share to well, that's an option you can do, but that's what I do anyway. Share to Archangel Michael and reveal to him anything that is happening to me at any level, and that way he can report that to me, and that way I can beseech help to assist myself or ask Archangel Michael to take care of it for me. And I summon, or if you feel like you're unsafe for any reason, just say, I summon the Archangel Legion to shield and surround me now. And I ask them to bear swords and shields. And I ask them to fight with holy fire to defend me in my space. And do not allow anything in my space that is not of the light. Okay? You want to speak these things out loud. Okay? You want to speak it into your space. To beseech them and have it summoned. Okay? Another tool. Some of you can either look at this tool as a negative or as a misconception. Like, for example, like a black cat. You know, most people think black cats are bad luck. Black cats actually heightens intuition and psychic skills. And no, they're not witchcraft. They're not witchy, and they're not bad luck. That's just a common misconception. But I want to point out to the world that you can make offerings to this being who is actually a beautiful woman, but she is portrayed herself as the Reaper of Death. Sante Muerte is a being you want to use if you are under, or beseech, I don't want to say use, but beseech for assistance. If you are under any type of witchcraft attacks, if you have hexes, or if you have any type of spells being cast against you and you're having dreams of the witches that are doing it to you, I want you to light a white candle. Reserve a little space in your vicinity, and just set the intention you want this to be a shrine to Sante Muerte, okay? And you want to light this candle as an offering. Every time you request her to do something, you want to offer her something, like a donation. It could be pennies, it could be crystals, or white candles, and just ask her. I asked Sante Muerte to please combat the witchcraft and dispel anything that is being cast against me, and please disable these witches and their spells, and deal with them, fight them off for me while I sleep, or while I'm doing my my daily life things, you know, because there have been times where I've been harassed day and night. Like, I could not sleep, I could not do anything, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do nothing. I was constantly combating them by myself, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what else to do besides use the violet flame and burn everything that I saw. But I needed some higher level assistance, and I was just wondering, I was like, who do I need to speak to help battle, you know, this type of thing? Like, I'm not going to stoop to the same level and use witchcraft against another witch. I'm not going to do that. I'm a light worker. I'm not going to tap into it. So, yeah. Sante Muerte has access to all the spells in the cosmos. And she has access to all the counters to the spells in the cosmos. She is the worst nightmare of every witch that could ever use a spell in this whole entire cosmos. She is like the worst nightmare of those beings. And she will defend you. She will defend you for what is right. Most people see her as the Reaper of Death, and they think, oh, she's evil. No. Okay. She's in that embodiment for not so nice beings, okay? And people that are using witchcraft or Satanists or anything. She is not so nice to them in that form. But she is a beautiful woman. She is a beautiful light, like a woman, like a beautiful woman, think of like a goddess. Well, she's a beautiful woman, and she has this other form that she'll take on if she's battling bad things for you. And she said to me 3 times, well, she said to the person that basically brought her to my attention, she told me, or told her 3 times that she knows who I am. She goes, I know who you are, I will help you. I know who you are, I will help you. I know who you are, I will help you. She basically told this to the other person that was in the room. And I always get things in 3s, remember? I'm Yeshua's daughter. She knows who I am. She's going to help me. And she was more than pleased to help me. Because what they were doing to me was kind of like, it's bullshit, because like, I'm not even doing nothing to them. They're just after me because I'm a prototype. They're after me because I'm a light worker, and that's it. That's the only reason. They want me to not succeed in any shape or form. Although they want to try to use me, they want to exploit me, and they were not able to do that. Believe me, I've had offers. I've had offers from the same offers that everybody else gets when they sell their soul. I've had offers where they were like, you're going to have riches and fame, you're going to have all this and that, you're going to have stability, you're going to have everything you could possibly want and desire, you're going to have the richest husband. Like, they were just trying to make me famous. They were like, we can make you a singer, we can do all this. Like, they were all making all these offers, and I was just like, no. I said no. I denied every single one of them. And they're mad about it, because I'm not going to serve them. I refuse to. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here for riches. I'm not here to make a fortune. I'm here to be a light for others. And I'm here to fulfill a legacy my father started. And along with all the other light workers out there and torchbearers, I want you guys to stick to the grain. Don't waver from the path. I want you guys to check out this song that it's actually brand new, and it's by one of my favorite artists. Within Temptation. It's called The Reckoning. I heard this song and I felt like the great divine himself was speaking to me about this mission Twin Flames had, and that everything that's going to unfold, and the forces that are at work. And he just wanted me to have the realness of the forces, like the awareness of the forces, the real thing that's going on now. Not the illusion, not the love and light community and the beautiful things that are going to happen, like all this, like, he's showing me, he told me, he's basically giving me a message through this song by itself. And I was just asking for a sign from him, and he gave me this song, brand new, and it popped up on my YouTube suggested timeline thing. And I don't know what drew me to it, but I drew it. I opened it and I listened to it, and my whole body was on goosebumps for hours. I was just channeling, and I felt so compelled to start writing. When I was listening to the song over and over again in a loop, and I channeled implant removal of affirmations, and I channeled things that I already shared with everybody on my Facebook page, things that I wrote down in my journal, and how to combat. Basically, I used affirmation and I am God presence affirmations to remove implants and to command beings out of your space and basically step in your divine authority. I was channeling all this stuff and writing for hours and hours about listening to the song over and over again. I was looping it, and I was just covered. I was clammy. I was hot. I was on fire. I could feel my violet fire just burning over my skin, and I could just feel it. And I was channeling everything I could into my journals. So I had major downloads with this song, and I beseech you guys to please listen. Have a listen. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the great divine speak through the song. I don't know what it is, but man, like, I'm still in goosebumps. Look at this. I still get goosebumps. I can't. You see that? I'm just thinking about it. I'm getting goosebumps. The great divine has his way, and I feel like I am here for a very important reason, and I'm different. I'm just different, and I've met so many people, and I'm not gonna put myself on this pedestal and like think myself above others, but the way that these beings are acting towards me and beseeching me and seeking me out, like I am sought out after in the cosmos, and like they're trying to find my body, they're trying to use my genetic material. Hell, like they want my prototype, and I don't know why. There's something special about my prototype they want so freaking bad, and I think they know that I'm related to Yeshua. I think they know. I think they know who I am. I'm literally the reincarnation of Saint Sarah, and then that's the only reason why they would have a reason to really stalk me and come after me so hard. You know, that alone just proves to me that what I've been told, what has been revealed to me is truth. And I should not be denying it to myself. And for the longest time as a kid, I even felt as a kid I was his daughter, and I kept pushing it down. I kept denying it over and over again. I denied it over and over again, dude. Like, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that because I didn't want to think myself above anybody, and I sure as hell didn't want to think, oh, well, everybody else thinks that they're a daughter of Christ, right? I didn't want to think myself that special, but here I am, dude. Like, I'm going through this crazy ride. I'm having all kinds of contact, and things are being shown to me that nobody else is talking about, and I'm working very closely with my light team, doing my best to relay messages and those beings that I trust. I'm doing my best to get this information out there, even though I've been threatened and warned not to talk about it by hostile ETs. I want to talk about it because I want you guys, and y'all deserve to know what's going on, what's really going on, not the bullshit. Okay, y'all don't deserve to be hearing the what you want to hear. You want to hear the truth, right? Would you rather hear the truth, or would you rather hear what you want to hear? Like, what's more important? If you're feeling drained, be open to the idea that you might actually have implants. And please don't fall into that pitfall trap where you're like, I am healed. Nothing of this type can touch me. like that's like the most, it's like almost like shutting off your awareness of those things. Like you're choosing to perceive your reality a certain way. Yeah, you can manifest a different perception and different experience of your reality by using affirmations, but like to outright deny and be in denial about something that's obviously a part of this dimension, something that we signed up to battle while we're here, to sit there and act like you're healed. I am healed, I am healed, I am healed, da da da. Like, yes, you are healed. But these things exist, guys. These things exist, and at any point in time, they could attach to you. Anything could stick something on you and try to siphon your energy. And if you're feeling drained, you should not be feeling drained. You're an energy conduit. If you're feeling drained under moon cycles and major events in the heavens, they're seizing opportunities like the full moon to attack you. Okay? They're using what they did to me. Witchcraft. They tried doing it under a full moon. And that same full moon, I came up with my own little ritual where I was going to use light and love and violet flame to transform myself. And I used affirmations. I didn't use anything but crystals and incense. That was it. I don't work with nothing. I don't work with anything that is any type of way related to witchcraft. I combated and I constantly interrupted everything that they were trying to manifest under that full moon. And I've noticed that a lot of people feel drained and stressed under full moon. And I know why. It's because chances are you're being watched and you're being tracked. And chances are you've got some type of energy following you and trying to disempower you and take advantage of your energy conduit under the full moon. And I think we need to be all at least wary, not wary, but like aware of this type. It could potentially be happening. So don't like be like, oh my God, I'm scared to even think about that. Like, don't be scared of it. Face it. If you feel drained, you've got siphons on you, dude. You got siphons on your body somewhere. You're feeling sharp pains you cannot account for. Like, say for example, I'm getting pains in my neck from just like laying down. Or I'm getting like shoulder pains, like something like stabbing me in my shoulder. Guess what? You could be getting stabbed by a metaphysical dagger right now, and you would not see it. You're not perceiving it as it is, and they're creating tears in your body, and and then you're leaking energy, so you're feeling tired all the time, or you're feeling drained, or you feel like something's latched onto you, and you feel all these weird sensations on your legs. Like, for a while, man, something had placed sacral worms on me. I had bad stomach pains. I had really bad stomach pains, and I felt like things were, like, moving around in my guts. And then I felt them, like, moving around my private areas, like, in and out of my private areas, like, it was an energy implant. Here I'm a high vibrational being. I'm way up there, but I'm still susceptible to implants. And my awareness alone is going to be a tool for me to combat it, though. To sit here and be like, oh, that's not an implant. Even though I'm feeling all this shit, oh, that's not an implant. Nothing can touch me. They're not allowed to touch me. I am healed. And then I'm still feeling all this cramping and all this pain in my body. I'm like, the issue isn't addressed that way. If you're going to sit there and choose to perceive it differently, and in a denial sense, like, oh, this is not allowed to touch me, even though you're actually at this level. You're literally in this density, and you're expecting to not be touched by this density's things. Like, it's no different like, oh, I'm in this density, but this door's not allowed to touch me, right? This door's not allowed to be near me. Please be open to the potential or the most likely scenario that you are somehow being drained or somehow under some type of attack of some type. And under full moons, if you're feeling tired, it's okay to feel tired, but I usually get wired. There are sometimes I feel sleepy under full moons, but like, to be honest, I really feel like they were probably seizing the moment and just trying to siphon energy off of me during full moons. And then the ones when I was wired, I feel like I wasn't under any type of attack because I was literally vibrating with so much energy. So, like, please be careful. Please be careful out there, guys, with the information that's circling out there. Beware. This is what somebody else said. Beware of love and light demons. That's what they said. And I feel like, in a sense, that's true. Like, there's no such thing as perfect out there. I mean, you're perfect as you are as an imperfect being. Okay? You're perfect, but you're imperfect. But you're perfect. But anything that's shiny and beautiful and just like perfection at its finest and projecting like this thing that belongs on a pedestal, that is an illusion. And please be mindful that it could be getting you stuck in a loop timeline. A lot of people don't realize that they're stuck in loops because of the way they're choosing to believe or see things or perceive things. Like, I think people need to be very open, more open than closed to anything out there. Like, any idea, like for example, let's say I believe in the sun, right? And as an example, I believe in the sun, and but I don't believe in the moon. Like, the moon's out there, right? The moon exists. Choosing to not be open to that is not actually helping me in my awareness, is it? No, I'm being open to the fact that there is a sun and then there's also a moon. I'm aware to the point where they're both existing. I believe in the sun, but the moon's out there. I don't really want to believe in the moon, but the moon's there, right? Recognize what's a belief system, guys. Belief systems are not necessarily something that we need to have. I feel like belief systems is one of our pitfalls. Religions, faiths, things of this nature, I feel like it's one of our pitfalls because we have a tendency to deny things and close things off from our awareness. And I feel like we should be aware of everything. If you want to be truly aware, be open to anything that's out there. Anything that is potentially existing out there, and don't be closed about it because you don't like it. There's a lot of things I don't like, but I'm not going to close my awareness off to it. I don't like being attacked. I don't like being on the spotlight where I'm getting energy attacks and visits from not so nice beings, but I'm going to take it with my experience, and I'm just going to be like, well, this is an experience for me. I'm going to grow from this. It's there. I'm not going to choose not to believe it's there, but it's there. And then I'm going to learn from it instead. I'm going to transform it and utilize it on my path, even though it's unpleasant. And I think that's what we should be doing instead of closing it off. And those of you that do extraction work, I recently had a problem with a person that believed she could do extraction work, but she wasn't properly cleansing her. She wasn't doing it like she's supposed to be doing it, like professional way. I want people to really, they need to do it. They need to beseech professionals when you do extraction work. When you have energy implants removed, I want to bring to people's attention that you need to beseech a professional. Because this woman that tried to do something on me, I was open to her doing things on me, on my spine. It come to my awareness that while she was able to pull things off of me, yeah, consciously, and I could feel it being pulled off. But she had sticky goo on her hands because she wasn't cleaning herself. Cleaning her energy field like she's supposed to. And she wasn't being sanitary with the energy bodies. Like, literally, she would do this. She would, like, pull something off with her hands like this. She'd put her hand over something on my body and then pull it off. And then she would go like this. Shake off her fingers. Like she was shaking something off her hands. And then Archangel Michael brought to my attention that she's got black goo stuck in her hands. And she's thinking that she's ridding herself of it, but it's still stuck in her hand. So every time she does energy work on me, she's pulling something out, but she's also leaving something there to fester. And so I made a mistake there. And I allowed somebody who isn't a professional to do some energy work on my spine, and she ended up making things worse, not helping really anything. And then on top of that, since she wasn't cleaning her energy regularly, she ended up getting sacral worms. And anywhere she sat down, anywhere she was sitting or hanging out with, like, I literally sat down in the passenger seat of her car, and I started getting really bad stomach pains, and I could feel those things crawling into my body. Like, they're literally, like, she was a breeding ground for things, for energy implants and energy creatures. She was a breeding ground for it, and I could feel popping. I felt the popping because I was already asking for removal of the eggs and the creature itself, the worms itself, and I was asking for removal. So, like, I was feeling popping. So I know they're bursting the eggs. Whoever was assisting me with the extraction was bursting the eggs and killing them, and then also trying to pull the sacral worms off. But yeah, I had for a while there. I had things eating my sacral energy. It was just really bad, and it's really bad when you got energy implants, man. Your energy body's it's being consumed, it's being siphoned, and I need everybody to be wary of this stuff. And when you astral project, please be aware that if you're astral projecting, not everything out there is going to be love and light. Okay? Anything out there can pretend to be love and light, but it's not always the case. And I need everybody to understand that the name of the game in the cosmos is the genetic engineering. Okay? You are fertile. You are a fertile being in this planet. You have like a DNA strand that is untainted. You're still close to the divine. You're closer to the divine than most ETs, and well, I wouldn't say it like that, but like there's some ETs that are really kind of drifted into like mechanical machinery, robotic lifestyles of worshiping technology over being empathic and emotional and being authentic. And yeah, so like they place more value on technology, and they've kind of reaped the consequences of that. So we can learn something from our ancestors. We can learn something from the ETs out there that are not necessarily at the purity that we are right now. I'm not saying that like, oh, we're holy, but I'm saying like we're untainted by the reality that is out in the cosmos. Okay. There have been nuclear wars and stuff in various planetary systems that have affected various races, and they've had to clone themselves, and then they've had to choose to turn off the emotions. For example, Zeta Greys, they're workers, they're labor workers, like they're the workers of royalty, and they're slaves of some type. And they're vehicles. They can be used as vehicles. They're not really. Like they had a nuclear war, and it has caused them significant damage to their genetics and their environment. And think of the Hiroshima, right? The wolves in Hiroshima have some type of genetic mutation. Well, this is what happened to certain ETs out there, and that's why they look so different than what we look like, right? They look like they've been affected by some type of mutation, right? It's the truth. It's because they place more value on technology, and they want genetic material from us. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because there's a program that is being shielded and protected by the Ashtar Galactic Command and Federations of Light. It's called the hybridization program, and everyone in this planet is a starseed. Okay, everyone is. You all ascended from the stars. You've all come from the stars. And your DNA, everything that you are, has come from the stars. Anywhere, various parts of the stars, of the cosmos, you've come from the stars itself. So it's not like it's a bad thing to have your genetic material collected and used for more children, or more like star seeds. Because that's what's happening when you're getting abducted. You're getting your sperm and your eggs taken, DNA taken, like... There are some positive programs out there, so I don't want you to be fearful of like, oh my god, they're abducting me, putting implants in me, and taking my genetic material. Realize that they're doing it because there is a program that has allowed them to do that, and we're just so fertile and untouched by the karma of the cosmos, basically, that they kind of want to spread more of this light. I'm pretty sure they want to spread more of this light, but there are some beings out there that aren't really out for that, and they just want it for themselves. They want the template, they want the prototype, and that's what's happened with me. Somebody, there was a being that was constantly trying to put reins on me, and put rope on me, like a choker and everything on me, trying to control me and own me, because she wanted my prototype and she couldn't have it. And then she started bullying me because I didn't give it to her, or I wasn't able to give it to her or share it to her some way. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I will let you guys know if there's anything else that I am able to channel. Anything else that comes to me, I'm going to probably talk about in videos. And don't worry, I'm not scared to be stalked or anything. I know I'm being watched, but I don't really care. I really don't care. I'm just like, I'm out there right now, so I'm good. I'm good. I'll be fine. I'm just going to tell you what I need to tell you, and I'm not gonna stoop to any fear mindset, because I know at the end of the day, I've got the backing that I need, that I require in a physical sense, and I know that Prince Utu Shamish will come here in a heartbeat should I be in danger physically. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me and seek out my guidance. I'm here to help any way I can, and give you any answers that you have for me, or questions that you have for me. So yeah, go ahead and send me messages through my Facebook page, or comment on my videos, so forth. I'll be happy to answer them. Alright, see you later. Bye.